Oh.
Doesn't it say like record?
Well, no, it's all in Japanese.
Oh, great.
There, I think it is now. It really is. There's little Chinese or Japanese symbols.
What? All the time, you know.
My glasses down.
Keep talking.
Hi.
What's that, Dan?
Okay,
Okay.
Keep talking.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Tell your brick story.
okay. I was saying nothing.
No, you're supposed to say something.
Huh?
You're supposed to say something.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I won't
Keep
say
talking.
nothing.
It
This is-
recorded-
Jerry said, keep talking, Art.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you want me to talk about?
Well, what were you talking
Tell
about?
The story you were telling me.
Oh.
500.
Well, they used to come to get my dad, and somebody would dive in there. That water is different than the lake water in Lake Michigan. And a person would dive in there off of this bank, that water was heavy. If you went down, I went down there once, I dove in there, and I let myself go and go and go, and I'll be goddamned, you know, I fought for my life to get to the top again. There's difference in the weight of water.
Wow.
It depends on what kind of water, if it's salt water or regular.
Well, that's true.
Well, salt water floats you.
Yeah, no.
So, was it because of the clay? Or,
Well, they dug all the dirt out, and this is just regular well water, hard water. And that water's hard back there.
Huh.
And we had our own well under our big building. We had a big 2-story cement block building. We lived upstairs. I mean, what we slept up there. We had enough room for 8 people to sleep up there. But, like I said,
They had to
They
walk
won't
way
go
through
all
the
the way
bedroom.
around. It's the first time I've ever seen that done.
I didn't make this real strong, so.
I'll have a little bit. I'll
Uh,
just have to stay up and watch Jerry Springer and Jimmy Jones. My trash TV.
Can you walk ahead?
I watched Jenny Jones. She wasn't too good today. She had a bunch of people on doing Christmas,
Yeah.
you know, kids
I
tap
don't like that
dancing.
good
and
stuff. I like the,
Want a piece
the
You
of
like to
wicked
see 'em.
stuff.
okay.
There's some cookies
You
here.
want to see them fight, right? On
Dates,
Jerry
you
Springer.
like
Jerry
dates?
Springer,
I'll
yeah.
have one.
Jerry Springer
Here's one
says
of
he
the
doesn't
dates.
watch his own show. It's not the kind of
Well,
stuff.
no, they bleep everything. Can't even, don't even know what they're talking about.
Dennis, did you get
No,
into
I don't
this
care
last
for-
time?
what is it?
This is cake. It's you've had it before.
Oh.
I'm
In
going to
Ninja
try.
food, what is it they call it? I forget.
It's
I can't think either.
Grab-
Linda.
oh, you
yellow
got-
cake.
Did
I'll
you
have
want
part.
fudge or cookie?
Oh, you didn't have any.
I don't care for any, thank you.
Okay.
Ooh, I can't eat
Grandma, you want? And sweet?
Fudge.
Good.
I want to try.
Fudge.
Are these
I'll have a fudge.
figs? What are
Yeah.
these?
Big dates, huh?
Oh, dates.
this. Dates.
I like dates.
Do you like dates? Yeah, I've got a few more dates.
I never eat them fast enough to justify buying them, you know, because
Well,
I really like them.
I
they
always like
keep pretty
dates
good.
too.
The ones we get were really
Oh, yeah.
fresh from the.
I think I have tasted
They're full of
figs.
seed.
Ah,
Full of seed.
I don't do that either.
No, I never even cared.
You want one of these?
Yeah, I'll have a
They're
date.
good.
I like dates.
Yummy. You better come eat some dessert, Dad.
I can't shut it off now. I see all these little.
Doesn't it say, yeah?
That's it.
Press the little green button. No, red button.
Thank you.
Oh, I know, I gotta take the cap off.
Oh.
There.
That might help.
I wonder I couldn't see anything.
What'd you do?
Well, I had a fork in this dish, and I was swishing the water around, and,
You mean you wasn't looking?
well, I didn't think the fork was in there. I was looking.
But the end, it's gonna heal.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna heal up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll get, well.
it'll heal.
Okay, good enough.
You're taking a picture anyway.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll see how
Well,
it comes
smile,
out.
it won't hurt
Oh,
you.
I can't
Oh,
smile.
wait, here, I'll get you
I'm
both
not
in.
the smiling type.
Okay, we should get one of those pitchforks. Dad could hold it.
A pitchfork. This was
Yeah.
sharp as a pitchfork.
Right.
You know, other people have got stuck with
Look.
that same goddamn thing.
Like
Yep.
I'm bleeding.
They were all, well, there was 19 of them. Look at our big shoes.
They sure
They're all on the big.
Back and forth and make a noise.
That's nice.
We had about 19 people there that night. It was
that
busy.
right?
Busy night.
Oh, you're a good
Well, and
entertainer,
the
sis.
Jews all let the fire start coming out of the windows.
Oh,
I don't like a light. I was,
resting on grandma's shoulder.
What a great dinner we had, Dad. I think it was my birthday
I was
instead of
trying
yours.
to
I
get
ate so
him
much.
to put his toe in his mouth. He does that when I change him.
Oh,
And
really?
so I was trying to
The
get
problem
a
with
picture
my
of him.
camera is
took
I
about
bought
5
this in
pictures
Hong Kong
I
and
knew
got
he never
stung
got
on
his
it.
toe in his mouth.
All the
Yeah,
instructions
his
are in
mouth is out.
Japanese,
I
so I have a hard time
Oh,
deciding
I
if
know
it's
they are
funny or
Japanese.
not.
And he'd let go and light
Yeah.
him.
They must have a version
Look how big he's
that
getting,
for
yes.
Americans
Oh,
They do,
over
but
here.
he is cute.
they do, but
He's so
Oh,
cute.
baby, that was a good dinner, wasn't it, Dad?
Just
Look
wondering.
at him
get up here?
standing up.
Oh, gee, looks like
Yeah, I
he's
did too.
walking
I
right
know.
there.
Well, he does if you hang on.
you know what the Oriental girl said when she
Isn't that
exposed her
cute?
boobies?
No.
She says, nip on these.
Nip on knees.
How
Oh.
old is he now?
Oh, he's 9 months.
But I wasn't. I just sitting in the car,
Doing
Yeah.
nothing,
riding and eating.
doing nothing.
Nothing.
That was when they came back here.
Well, after we were married about
3
how many-
months, 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months, and we was on the road, and I didn't have to cook. We was riding in the car, traveling, and
Did
ate in
you? I
restaurants.
bet you like that.
Oh, I did. That's why I married him. And now I'm staying home and cooking and working, washing, and
That's a cute picture, Bob.
oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same dress as that one there. Only I didn't have my jacket on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's a good picture.
You want to sit here?
No.
And
Anyway, this is a motel in Oklahoma. And this is
All
our car.
taken at
That's
Tim's
your car.
wedding.
Okay.
Gosh.
And that was a while
One of
ago.
these little
That sure
car
was.
rides.
And at that time, you could rent a motel unit like that, you know, for
You
about
just
$4.
got these developed?
$3 or
Well, no.
$4.
Actually, he had them in the,
And you
Then it
could
was
eat in
gonna
the
bring 'em-
restaurant, you know, and the meals. We stopped in Chicago, it's one of
Last
the best
spring.
restaurants
Oh,
there.
those are great
And
pictures.
you wanna see what she picked out? She had a tray, she loaded that, she had a big baked potato, the
Oh,
goddamn
that's
thing was
not
that
too
big.
No wonder she gained 20 pounds on that road trip.
But I
Yeah,
couldn't eat it.
she couldn't eat it, she
No,
just
it's
had
too
stuff,
much.
you know.
But
Rice
everything
with
looked so
chicken
good in
in it,
cafeteria, you know, I had to take a little of everything.
I think you still are noted for that.
here's a picture
Taking a
of
little
me
bit
and
of
my
everything.
brother.
I did.
At Christmas
tonight.
time, I look like
But
my
I
mom
ate
holding
good
my
tonight,
hands
too.
up
Yeah.
like that.
Everything.
What
Yeah,
tastes
I
good?
ate a lot
Yeah,
too.
it was real
I
good.
think I ate more than I ever did.
I eat good. I don't know why I don't gain. I just
Janice
can't
and
gain.
Well,
Tim
it's your metabolism.
at Christmas time.
Oh,
Must be
that's
something.
out of
Running around the house.
Oh, you may want
I
to
do,
see
I
some
just
of these.
keep
I'm
going
gonna
around
take
all
out
that.
some of
Oh, I
these.
love
never
to
sits
see
down.
that.
No, during the day, at nights I sit here and read my paper and relax and put my feet to the,
Say, are you too warm, Bob, sitting there?
No,
I was gonna say to turn that off.
what?
that's fine.
That's heat.
Yeah,
That's
if you're
fine.
too warm.
You feel too warm?
No, it's just
oh, I
right.
think you are.
But I said, we're both comfortable and relax, but why I can't gain weight, I don't know. I just.
Well, you don't sit down enough.
I know.
She's on her feet.
That's my
on
problem.
her
Seats a
ribs,
day.
she's down.
Yeah. Well, I don't until night. After I
Well, this
get
is-
all my dishes done and everything done,
No.
then I sit here and relax
She's
and
on her
read.
feet from the time she gets
But
up.
you're so tired, you
But all
probably can't
day,
read very
I'm-
long.
I just keep puttering around. I think of something and I've got to do it.
Here's some good. Well, then we probably won't be able to change, I guess.
No, no.
Oh, this is cute. They're chairs. Yeah,
Well, I don't
that's
care if I'm
cute.
skinny as long as I feel good. That's the main thing.
That's important.
Yeah. So. I feel fairly good. That's why I haven't run to the doctor. I'm going to stay away as long as I can.
Did you see these? Look.
Let's see.
Yeah, Jerry, I think you really owe it to yourself to take the summer off and be on that little sailboat there.
Oh.
Good idea, Bob. I'm going to take your advice. Dad thinks I ought to work because I'm so young.
You gotta smell the road.
Isn't that awful?
He can't understand why I'd ever leave a
I
job.
didn't know that was me.
I had most of the time off when I worked for the
Hey,
government.
there's some good pictures in there, and there are duplicates of some of
Yeah,
those.
this
You
is
could
better.
take
taking
some
the
of those
summer
and
off.
go see.
Are ya?
But it's better, isn't it?
You're not going to work too hard this summer?
One is
I don't think so.
horrible.
And this, look at this one. There's 3 here.
Yeah,
See?
oh.
Isn't
No,
that
I
a cute
enjoy the
one?
summers.
Yeah,
Spring.
this is all
See?
right.
That's cute.
I was gonna ask you, Jerry, how many fish ladders, do they have one on every dam yet, or are they just starting out to put?
Yeah, I think there's a fish ladder in every dam.
Is there now?
Yeah, but we're not building
I think
fish
it's
ladders.
like
We're trying
young
to
and
get the fish
spry.
Oh,
back to the
no,
sea,
you didn't tell
What?
them
Because-
not to
What?
young.
back to the
Well,
ocean.
My
You
God.
mean, so they won't get ground up in the,
This is horrible.
No, they don't run them through the turbines. They've got a
That's what
place
do
where they
at
shoot
night.
them out in a
Sit there
chute.
and relax.
But the water goes so fast that they get, and it drives the fish down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And they get like the bends. The oxygen goes into their system and then they
Yeah.
float belly up, you
I
know.
never knew that.
They're just like a person. If we get nitrogen in our system, we get the bends. If they get too much oxygen, which they get going over those dams, then they'll die.
Your shoe, just like it. Isn't that cute? So when I
I can
saw
see
this,
it.
I said, no. Sis always said, Jordan
Now,
looks
where's this
like
taken?
John when he was a
Yeah.
baby.
That's their new house. Chris and Ruby's
Yeah.
new house
Oh,
up
okay.
on at LeConte.
Janice
Okay.
and Andy and Patty were cute.
Weren't they?
This is
Yeah,
the Smith
they're
that go, you go
cute
up to
when
the
they
top,
were-
and that's where the boats go
I
past.
See,
want to
Jerry,
keep that,
now,
keep that picture out,
Jerry,
so when
isn't
they
that
ever see it
cute?
again.
Oh, it's so
Mr.
cute.
Blue Eyes.
Uh-huh.
That's
Oh,
inside their
that's
house,
so
and that's
cute.
the outside.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you. And
Thank you very much.
a happy 93rd
All
birthday.
right, we got 3 big candles in the middle.
Well, I hope
can-
I'm around here until I can.
you blow those out?
On the outside.
You probably will the way you're going.
108.
All right, wait
Can
a
you
minute.
still
Give me
blow
a
the
big
candles
smile.
out though?
What?
Give me a big smile.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. An Irish smile.
Okay.
Can you still blow those out?
Hell yes.
Yay!
Yay! Happy birthday to you.
Well, Bob's
Make a
comes
wish.
first and
Yeah.
Jerry's second.
Oh God, you got
Do it!
you got it in 3 breaths. That's
No, I
pretty
didn't
good,
get it
Bob.
3, I just didn't do it.
Oh
yeah.
no!
No,
Oh,
Jerry's
how-
gonna,
let's
you're
see,
gonna
how
have to
old
sit
this year,
down.
Bob?
Linda, can you take a picture of Jerry?
57, Jerry, not
Linda?
Oh,
a
my
good
God.
example of 57.
Jerry.
Not good, not good. What do you think, Dad? You could blow them out, couldn't you?
I could blow the damn thing off the table. It's all together.
I didn't have the proper, I didn't really get right down on those
Yeah.
candles. like
Oh, I
should
know,
have.
I know. Do you want to try it again?
No, he was afraid of blowing the cake
I'll
off.
have to do it next year.
Let's see
Okay,
how-
well,
Jerry,
can you
you
practice
sit
up
down.
then?
Well,
Sit down,
it'll be a lot of
Nana.
practicing. I'll go to those
Jerry.
candle blowing.
Okay.
We want to sing happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Wait a minute.
Happy birthday, dear.
Did you make a wish? You got a wish.
Happy
wish.
That's where Bob's
birthday.
He's got the wish.
to
Wait, your
You
wish.
gotta make the wish. Yeah, have you made a wish,
Make
Jerry?
a wish. Wow.
Did you make a wish?
Too bad.
In a cloud
I
of
was wishing I'd blow all the candles out.
Dad and I.
Yeah, if you ever
Then
live
you'll
that
have-
long.
Pictures. Let's turn it
Then
off
you-
and then take a picture.
Then you'll really wish for another year.
That's right.
Oh, look at Cecil B. DeMille.
All right.
Take a picture of this.
Photographer at large here.
Here's our worker. Oh. Here's our worker.
You talk about people being saved by the bell, I was saved by a Bible.
Stolen one too.
Excuse me, Jerry, I'm gonna sit by you here for a second and pour a little champagne.
But then came the so art Flynn, for he'd found his sweet Gussie, his love oh so pretty, the hello girl. He married in the year 1930.
And we've been married ever since, and that'll be 63 years next June.
We'll drink to that.
Now we'll back up a bit to 18 when Babe wed, and Art invited all the town to the old homestead. To chivalry and torment, the newlywed too, Babe vowed to get even if it was the last thing she'd do. So when Art and his bride set their tent on Grand's lawn, not a whisper was heard from the vast hidden throng. As Art danced nude in the headlights before each hidden eye, his mother no doubt wishing that she could just die.
Is that right, Art? I heard they beat you too.
But the trouble is that we was in this umbrella tent,
Yeah.
and they run up, the whole bunch come out, and the goddamnest commotion, and they tore the tent down, and we was in there just like a sack. This tent had a canvas floor in it.
Get out.
Here I'm in there, all I had on was a smile.
I remember something on your 50th wedding anniversary that Jerry and somebody did something
That was
come
it.
out of the tent. Yeah, that was,
That was
in commemoration.
Skit on that.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, we set up a tent, this umbrella tent.
We can't-
Everybody was hiding on this front porch, his mother, you know.
Just below the railing.
Sound like the goddamn thundering bird coming in there.
We had our car facing the opening of the tent because we couldn't see, so we kept the car lights on till I got in bed. And they were watching.
Hi, Jerry.
More like their mother, less cunning, less noise.
Right, Bob.
Jerry was the oldest, and then there was Bob. A happy, loving family, but Pop needed a job. They came to Seattle, pulled a trailer up Madison Hill. Gussie won't forget that. The horror, the thrill.
I certainly won't, because I thought, boy, that steep hill going up Madison.
From the waterfront,
Trucks
wasn't it?
were pulling a trailer.
Yeah.
Oh.
I not only had a big trailer behind there, we had some of Alice's furniture and stuff in there. I had a great big buzz saw in there that I used back in the Midwest. I had a saw in there that was about 5 foot in diameter that I could cut a log in big as an oil barrel right off. But I had it out here, and I made some money with it. Out there at that Ford plant, when they come out, well, they built that, and they had, they had about 100 piling they couldn't use, and they wanted to get rid of them. And the guy told me, he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. He says, I'll give you 2/3 of them if you cut them up. They were all this round, big piling, good and new. So I cut them up for firewood with this big saw. All I had to do was work it up and down, and we had a roller carriage on there.
And for Jerry's asthma flared up, and they moved to Deadwood.
That's a good idea.
They bought a triplex, added units, a motel. Till the taxes forced them out, they really did well. Then back to Seattle. They bought a hotel in '99, but the quality of customers wasn't always so fine. Art got got a good job, bought a house, learned to fish, and Gussie and he fulfilled every wish. The boys were gone and they vacationed for fun. The kids got married and the grandkids did come. And now they have grands, great-grands, and great-greats. They're still like young lovers, those old roommates. We thank them for caring for you and for me, and we're thankful God made them part of our family. May God love you as we do. So,
Well done.
This is a poem written in 1924 on Art's 21st birthday by his Aunt Addie. His birthday, and he was 21 and felt quite gay. To make his birthday pleasant, Rose done her best and invited some of his friends for his guests. His old pal Catherine came to help Rose take up the rugs and carry out the stove. For those young people loved to dance, and they had to have room to glide and prance. The stove was in the way. They hadn't room to glide. So Katie grabbed the stove and carried it outside. Those two girls worked hard and done their best to make things pleasant for all the rest. Eileen came next and ready for play, smiled on Arthur in her vampish way. But Arthur had another girl in his mind. Not a bobbed hair girl, but the old-fashioned kind. You could see the pleased smile that came on his face when he opened the door for Ruth and Grace. He was courteous to all, but it was plain to see the old-fashioned girl was a girl of his dream. Helen Fallon and Rose Crack came on time. Walter Carlson and Dill Pickles were first. The kind those two girls liked, you could see by a glance, for they sure got busy and asked them to dance. Bertha Charleston was invited and came too, for she had an object which we all knew. She had met a fellow and knew he'd be there with nice brown eyes and slick black hair. He was a little bow-legged, but weren't to blame. His feet weren't mates, but he got there just the same. When on Bertha he cast his lamps, his heart gave a jump at the very first glance. It was ladies choose partners, and Rose and Katie made a dive and got this fellow with the fine brown eyes. Now those two girls didn't mean any harm. They just wanted a fellow with a big strong arm. Now Rose was pigeon-toed, that's my mother, and had no grace. She was very good looking, all but her face. Katie was knock-kneed and had a crooked nose, and they both needed a developer, both Katie and Rose. Now Bertha thought the girls were going to get her guy. She rushed out on the porch and began to cry. Pete followed her out, and they sat for a while. He dried her tears, and she began to smile. I think this is Pete Dickman, isn't it?
Yeah, Pete Dickman.
Arthur and Katie had the floor first. Those two, and showed all the others something new. Arthur done the steppin', and Katie shook a wicked hip. The rest all looked on, and they all got a tip. They done the shimmy, and then the foxtrot. Eileen followed up with a big leg flop. Pete saw something that got him excited. He wouldn't have come if he'd known Eileen been invited. I don't think Eileen was all to blame. There were two other girls that I could name that wanted a fella. They didn't have any. I think those girls had got his nanny. But those two girls were both quite wise and hated to see Bertha cop the prize. One had asked him to go out with her, out to the lake. But he said it's too far. Now, we figured out this is my mother. There's no hope for her. She's left in the shade. I think she's cut out to be an old maid. The other one is learning to type, working very hard, and she's all right. She will soon be in an office, for she is wise. And she'll rope in one of those old guys. And she will be an old man's honey. For Katie is the one that likes the money. She did. That's exactly what happened to her. Well, it came 12 o'clock and time to go. The girls couldn't walk on account of the snow, so Arthur volunteered to take his car and take them all, near and far. They all made a dash, but Helen got the front seat, and Arthur was pleased to have a girl so sweet cuddle down so close to his side. I am sure he, for one, enjoyed the ride. He got them all safely delivered at last. It took quite a while, for he had quite a task. He had to say goodbye to one and all, and helped them safely in, for fear they would fall. We all went to bed, but Katie was game. Who says she's not a sport is sure lame. For she waited for Arthur, went to sleep in her chair. But when he got back, brave Katie was there. You gotta know Katie, she's my godmother, I know her real well. She carried in the stove and put it up to, and done everything there was to do. Katie stayed with Rose, but they couldn't sleep. Rose yelled, "We have lost!" Katie ground her teeth. But Arthur had sweet dreams. He dreamed he was a sheik with a harem full of beauties. He laughed for a week. And what I have written is true, I must say, for this happened on Arthur's 21st birthday.
That's not true, is it, Dan?
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, I can see it.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you, must go and I must buy. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Loves are dying. If I am dead, as dead I will maybe. We'll come the place I am lying and say I'm lonely.
And I shall hear
above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. For you will live and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come for me.
Enough of that sad stuff. Let's get something.
I don't think we're supposed to sing the third verse.
This is Art Johnson's house. I'm standing on the porch of Valletta Johnson, or Sis Johnson's house. We're on Hood Canal. is all taken off of Art Johnson's front porch. That's the resort up the street, or up the bay on Hood Canal.
Things he can't do like his yard work. He can't do. He has someone.
He was hit with the truck, still walking.
Man fights delivery truck, man wins.
Well, he's finally starting to act his age, isn't he? Kind of hobbling around and.
That poor delivery truck would never know what hit him.
No.
Knocked the radiator clear off of it.
Well, tell us again, Dad, how you were looking at this girl and didn't see the truck? Is
That's
that
like that guy driving the
I
truck
bet-
was looking at a woman.
you saw the woman though, right?
Looking at the
Look,
woman.
there was
You saw the woman?
No, I saw a woman
I bet
there,
it was Dad looking at
and
the
this
woman.
guy, I think he was looking at her. She had a shopping
Bob
cart
wanted
waiting.
red. Is that what he
He
said?
picked up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Now, he was gonna do me such a big favor,
What?
take the shopping cart.
From now on, I bet those carts are gonna be out in the lot.
No, I'll
Yeah,
tell you
by the
what's
car.
going
They're
to
out
happen.
in front
From
of the
now
store.
on, when you got a shopping cart, if it's on the hillside and you don't want to take it, lay the sound of the gun on the side.
You were on a hill?
What?
You were on a hill?
On the hillside.
hillside.
That's where we
Oh.
can. That's where we stop our cars. It's all
Oh.
kind of rolling along there.
All right.
Okay.
Yesterday, I told Bob, you know, the day before, the adjuster is coming on Wednesday. Then afterwards, I looked at the date on the calendar, and the 18th comes on Thursday. So I thought, oh my God, I've got to let Bob know because he may turn down some appointment or some necessary
That's
thing.
right. He probably would have.
So
guessed.
anyway, there was nobody home, and I called the office. So
And he wasn't there.
he wasn't there. They said we'll put on his entrance service.
Yeah.
And I'm always scared to talk on
Yeah,
entrance
you
service.
should-
I don't know
Listen, when
why.
I see an
Why
ad in
not?
the paper,
I do
somebody
so.
So
else
did
will
you
sell
talk
something.
on
You
his
did.
I did.
Yeah.
And I
And I
talked
called
so,
her back because of that.
and I talked so fast, I forget what I said. I said, the adjuster doesn't come till Thursday. This is your mom. Call 932-774.
You didn't know.
This is your mom.
Jesse,
You know,
what? On
I'd
those
rather talk to a
recordings,
person than
you
to
can
the
talk
entrance
for
service.
as long as you
You know,
want,
I
as
seen the ad,
slow
somebody
as you
got something
want. There's
really?
no.
And I tried to
It
talk
could
so
go.
fast.
You know how long
Yeah,
that
when they
tape
got
goes
answered,
for about
that's
an
the
hour
end.
and a half.
Does it?
I bet I would. I would love to see all the hustle bustle of the activity.
Hey, I'm glad you asked because we have it on tape.
Anytime.
Oh, you
We
do?
have Hong Kong, the hustle and
I would
bustle,
love
and
to
I'll save you a $10,000 trip to.
Oh no, you
can
want
see it
Jerry?
on
I
the-
want
do I have
to
to
go
pay you to
Hong
see the
Kong.
tape?
No,
the
you.
tape's not where I want to go.
Oh,
I want to go shoppy.
hey, you can see
can't
Linda
shop
shopping.
here.
Shop you drop.
Hey, you don't want to buy anything in Hong Kong. Everything's more expensive.
are going to Japan.
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gussie. Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Oh, now wait a minute. Make your wish.
You
You gotta really
You have a
inhale.
wish, Mom?
Look at all those
You have a wish,
candles.
right?
Wait a minute, I've got to make my
You got
Oh,
wish.
you have to make a wish.
Okay,
Wait
wait.
a
Eight and
minute.
6.
Have to stop and think a little.
Okay. We won't interrupt your thinking.
Make a
No.
good wish now.
Okay.
Okay.
Boy, she blew the frosting off the cake.
Oh,
Wow.
those candles, that's about a job.
Damn, you're blowing the cake right off of the
It
cake.
wasn't even a struggle.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is something
Those
else.
candles just laid out on that.
Look at the smoke from it.
Right, that was
Yeah,
really
Jeez.
That's a good one.
That is really something.
I never saw a cake blow out that goddamn fast. Remember when Bob tried to blow it out one time?
He was laughing.
And all has to do all the work here.
This isn't hard.
That's a poor Linda does all the work here.
I don't know if this is going to work.
A big potato for you. And
Yeah.
for us, Gus.
Okay.
And I got a few carrots here.
All right.
I don't think it's working.
Not. Not looking at me, huh?
Give a few carrots here, Art.
Just give me
Here's
about
some salad dressing.
a spoonful is about all.
Okay.
I'm not crazy about carrots.
Okay.
This is enough.
Okay. I'll do the rest to Jared.
Well, this is nice of you, Linda, to come in and get our dinner ready.
Well, that way we can visit with
And I told
you.
Bob that too, and he said, well, gee, that's really nice of Linda to do that. Having his big brother coming in to see us. Okay, that's enough, Jared. Maybe Jake can make you smile.
Yeah. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay.
This is Father's Day.
Yeah.
It's June 21st in 1998.
That's right.
We just had a nice dinner. Had a halibut dinner that Linda fixed for us. Very good.
Yeah.
Now we're getting ready for a dessert. So everybody's happy.
Huh?
I say so everybody's happy.
Yeah,
That's
we're all-
right.
We're all happy.
Gus is happy and I. Yeah.
And relaxed.
Yeah, we don't know what hard work is anymore.
I don't either.
No.
We're all retired.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I used to work on jobs though. I'd come home and after supper, after these, I'd sit down in the saloon. I was tired out. Working down a ditch, you know, all
Sewer,
day.
sewer ditches.
Huh? It's
Sewer.
so, yeah.
Well, if you work all day, you're supposed to be tired.
Well, then Joe LeBeau says, he says, I don't get it. He says, a young guy like you wants to go to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening. I said, you got out there working with a goddamn chick. Yeah,
As long as we sit on it.
I sit down, but
I like this
I
one
like
though.
these chairs.
Yeah.
Because the guy can lean back, you know,
And
they're comfortable, more than chairs like that. You can lay back and still
Yeah.
watch TV.
Yeah.
It's really good,
Or go to sleep if you want.
huh?
Or even go to sleep if you want to.
That's right.
sleep there all night.
Well, I scared him when I came in here. I didn't mean to scare you.
Were they sleeping?
No,
Kind of.
we had the TV on, didn't we?
I don't know the radio, I
Oh,
think.
the radio.
Yeah, the radio.
Dad has it on pretty loud, you know.
And I tapped on the door, but not, it was open, the
But I-
screen door was open,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
I
'cause-
remember telling Art, I
What?
said, I remember telling you, leave it on hook because we may not hear when Linda comes to the door, Jerry and Linda.
Well, that worked. We came right on in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's why we left it open. If we weren't expecting you, we would have had it hooked.
Even if I do have two guns in the house, I always keep the doors hooked.
Yeah.
Well, gosh,
Yeah, why? You don't want to have to use them if you don't have
Well,
to.
I don't want to wear the guns out.
That's right. Well, and remember, they're sneaking up on you because they might
That's
get you
right.
before you can get a
They're
gun.
more ready than Dad is. Dad always says,
Right.
well, I'm ready for them. But I said, they they're ready before Dad is.
They're way more ready because
Absolutely.
that's probably the last thing you want to do is pull that gun in. You'd have time to get it, but otherwise, you know,
Somebody start tearing the door down.
they say if they're within about 20 feet of you, they can get you, and they have a knife, they can get you before you can fire a gun. Before you can bring that gun up and load it and cock it. They'll have it.
Already, there's one in the barrel.
I'm
All
not,
I have to do is to pull her.
but I'm not worried about anybody breaking
No.
in.
It's just too goddamn bad for them to do. Be a hell of a mess to clean up.
That's true.
Now you're through with that paper, aren't you? You're through with
I'm
that.
done with that paper.
Yeah, so.
I don't need it.
I don't think you read it, did you?
Take it home. Where you gonna?
You know, that's the trouble. We get the paper and we really don't read them.
Well, I want him to take it with him tonight.
We glance at it like that for us. So, to Dad, we ought to tell Bob. Yeah. Where's my cleaning?
Oh, I'm just, you know, it's been so long since I've used this camera, I'm not sure how to do it anymore.
So you're practicing up, huh?
Yeah.
Who was you?
Yeah.
I forgot already.
Bring it to Linda.
You remembered somebody wanted one, though.
Oh, poor Dad.
At least you remembered to bring it.
Yeah, your hair looks better.
Huh?
Looks better, shorter.
Oh, yeah. Did you take a bath?
No, I'm going after
Oh.
this. I
Okay.
didn't want to take too much time.
Not everyone has their private barber, that's one thing.
I know it, boy. Well, thank you,
What's that?
Jerry.
You got your own private barber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's nice of you, Jerry.
yeah, I'm
to-
glad you come in and besides cutting my hair.
Beat
Good
the
to be
barber
here.
out of $10, huh?
Well, that's a woman, but these bastards over here charge you $25. As long as these beauty operators will take all the money you got if they think you can get it. They're there just like,
I think I remember the last time I went over here, $83. I don't know
83
what
bucks,
they did.
and she could have got it for 26 down there, and the others, the jobs he got here were the shit.
I remember.
It went out, but I have to laugh, you know. It isn't what you pay somebody to do.
Well, the other, it isn't a beauty school either. It's just a regular,
Isn't it?
They got
Is it
about 8
fantastic,
operators.
Sam?
Yeah,
in
Where you
the-
go, yeah.
They're
yeah,
all,
fantastic Sam's.
yeah, and by God,
And
they do better work.
and I've gone there so much that I know
She
the
knows
gal
the
that
head woman.
manages it, you know.
Well, when we were in California, I went to Supercuts.
No. Were they all right too? huh?
Yeah, except I had the haircut. See, I don't get permanent, so I just get a haircut.
Uh-huh.
And the first one I had was the best one, it seemed like. I really liked the way she cut it the first time, but then the second, I had her cut it 2 other times and it wasn't quite as good.
And did the same girl cut it or?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I saw somebody, I went to this newcomers to Oceanside things, and I saw this lady that had a haircut that I liked, so I went up to her and asked her who cut her hair.
Why would you get a better one the first time than
I
the
don't
second?
know,
or
you
the-
know, you never know. You never know.
Probably because you told her how you wanted it better the first time. Told her you wanted it
I
like,
don't know. That happens even everybody, you know.
yeah.
Good night.
Have to laugh at Jerry there with that hat on.
Cecil B. DeMille.
And, you know, probably we should go home before, so we can drive home in the daylight. And remember, we have to get gas because we're almost on fumes.
What's that?
We have to get gas in the van. We don't have much gas.
Yeah, don't take
Do you have
any
the van,
chance to run
the
out.
van out here?
Yeah.
Oh.
You should have a container holding about 2 gallon you could carry in the car.
But they say that's dangerous, though, carrying it
Oh,
like
it's
that.
dangerous, you'll run out too. You can run out.
I've done that with my little pickup, carried it in the back because it's open. But otherwise, you know, unless you have a good container that's tight, you smell it. Smell the gas. There's got gas fumes in there.
One time he ran out of gas. He thought the car broke down, that little
Who did?
pickup. Jerry did. He called me. And we had this AAA, you know, so I said, well, call AAA. But he wanted me to come over there to get him because he thought the car broke down.
Uh-huh.
He'd run out of gas.
Oh, is
Well,
that right?
The gas gauge doesn't work on the
I
pickup.
know.
And I just write down the
But usually
mileage.
We write down the mileage.
And then
so
when
we
I checked the
figure.
mileage and it was 300 miles and it only holds 20 gallon or 15 gallons and I was supposed to run out of gas.
How far was you from home?
He was clear over in Port Orchard or
Oh,
something.
boy.
shit.
Then you drove way over
Yes, I did. I drove way over there.
Well,
That's how she keeps her job.
there? Jerry.
That's when he was working up at Bangor
Oh, uh-huh.
a couple years ago.
Well, I haven't run out of gas. That's one thing I watch.
But he thought for sure it was, he just bought the new truck and I think he thought, oh, this one
Broke
quit
down.
on me, so I needed that new truck.
He's trying to justify it.
Well, that's okay. I wanted to use it.
But then remember the new truck broke down on me because
Yeah.
I or somebody else had pumped regular gasoline in instead of diesel, and boy, it worked okay till I got down to where that gasoline was, and then it was like it threw a rod or something. We had to have it towed back to Federal Lane.
What's that?
My diesel truck.
Put the wrong kind of fuel in.
In what, a diesel?
Yep.
Yeah, but they put somebody, I don't know who it was,
Well,
you
who
know.
the hell was using it? Oh, you mean
Well-
somebody was using your?
Well, no.
Nobody was using it.
See, I was working down at Oregon before that,
Yeah.
and when down there, they fuel your truck for you. They won't let you do it yourself.
In Oregon, yeah.
And one time I saw the guy reach for the regular pump and he was going to put it in, and I said, "This is a diesel truck," and he said, "Well, I don't know that when they're not running. I can't tell."
Uh-huh.
Because they don't pay those guys top-notch wages.
But it does say diesel fuel only.
If you look at it.
open
But it's hard to read.
And if you're just, doing that by.
So I marked it.
remote
I marked
control.
it diesel only in brighter letters to try to prevent that from happening. And then I keep an eye on them whenever they're filling them. Because it's an easy mistake to make.
Wow. Wow.
What's the matter, Mom?
Does it feel good?
I'm just putting my chair back so I can go to sleep.
Yeah, well, they're about ready for bed, Jerry.
Oh, well,
No,
we better
I-
get going.
No, I'm just relaxing.
Their bedtime and your
But
dad's
you're
gonna
like
take a
these
shower.
Everything's in Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah, they're Japanese symbols. I just don't know what they mean. Oh, I think it's running now. Well, got any good stories? Got any good stories?
Where is it?
I think it's
So
running
far.
now.
Huh?
Yeah, it's running. You got a good story?
Yeah, no.
Have a good story,
No,
so
I
we
don't
laugh.
know any now. What's the story would be?
Well, you tell about when you were living in the Black Hills when I was a baby. You had a tent. How was that?
Along the water, stream of water,
No,
went past Helix.
what?
That stream of water, we live next to Helix. Helix,
Oh, did
yeah.
a stream of water?
Oh, you
In the
mean,
back.
you mean
that
that
creek.
creek that come from Lee, the gold mine, went right by our place. When we lived,
And we lived by Helix.
yeah, down by there.
There were two Helix.
That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it?
It was okay.
And then when did you move up on Burnham Hill?
Got after that. I got a lot and we went up there. That's where I built a log cabin.
No stream up there.
No, I know.
Wasn't there in the back? The back?
Well, there's a creek back
Yeah,
there.
there was a
Oh, was there really?
It wasn't running all the year round though. At times, it was just a wet gully back
But
there.
would you have a well or did you have city water on
We
that
had
lot?
city water, but we got it, you know, we hooked down in the middle of the street, the city water main. Yeah. I don't know.
That's where the brown rocks were,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
up behind there.
And then the other one.
Do you remember when
Crossed at the White Rocks.
Do you remember when we hiked up to the brown rocks?
We looked over to the White Rocks. But we never got over there.
I remember going up there, remember the pine needles were slippery?
Uh-huh.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah, and I thought it was slipping.
Well, I did too. Because if you got started slipping down those pine needles, you could go quite a ways and pretty fast. I mean, it's pretty hard to stop. So you really didn't want to get started.
I'll drink my beer after you quit pointing that camera at me.
Oh, you can drink your beer anyway.
Told Jerry I'll drink my beer.
I'll drink your beer anyhow.
Pointing that camera at me. I don't want
Well, I remember going up there, and I remember actually when we went back to Deadwood, we went up behind those rocks once, all of us, I think, and climbed up there.
you could see all
But I was always careful on those hills. The only time I wasn't careful, remember, was the time that Bob and I and the kids down the street had a go-kart. We found a go-kart on the side of the hill, and we were carrying it along. And we set it down to rest, and the damn thing got away from us and started tumbling down the side of the hill and went
Was
through.
it Woody Williamson with you or the Sandy kids?
Yeah, I think who
Woody Williamson
or
or Stanley's? There's,
I think maybe Darrell Stanley.
yeah, there's Gerald Stanley and Russell.
But I'm not. Russell wasn't there. But it was another kid that was with Bob and I. And he was more like Bob's age, and I'm not sure who it was. Only thing I remember, when it got away from us and went down the side of the hill, he ran and blamed everything on me. Jerry Flynn did it. You know,
I remember that.
because he didn't want to take the blame. And I ran up over the top of the hill, straight up over and down. I think Bob went with me. This other kid, he claimed that we did it, you know, but we all did it. We sat down and was resting when the thing got tumbling. Went through the back of the house. And remember Bob, a mailman came with a package and a suit of blue, and Bob started yelling and screaming, "Don't let him take him away."
Do you think it really was a waste of our time living in Deadwood?
Oh,
It was kind of fun, I think.
it's not a waste of, I mean, what's a waste of time? You gotta be somewhere, right? We were just there. I think actually it was a good place to,
Didn't bother nobody. We all got by.
How long did you live
and you had the
there?
motel there,
8 years, I think.
Well, you know, you had the motel. We done
and
all
fixed
that.
it up and sold that.
So we didn't-
So you made money by moving
It's
back there.
actually just a triplex.
See, we paid, I paid $5,500 for that triplex.
I remembered
Then I
that.
built the garage that I was just kind of wall board and put toilets and stuff, you know.
Made a motel.
Well, we sold it for, we got enough out of that to come out here and take the whole again and go.
Yeah.
Somebody, you know.
What did you get for that? I can't.
You'd have probably made money if you hadn't even made the the motel part though on there, because that was a nice triplex with a 3-car garage.
We had a guy from, let's see, during the days of '76, Flynn, Montana, his wife, and I think they had a couple kids. We stayed there for a whole week.
Did the celebration.
Yeah, I remember that. Because you wouldn't cash his check. He said he was Mombi, Montana, and he said, I don't care who you are, I'm not going to cash your check.
Boy.
He was the star entertainer
That was a good one.
of the rodeo.
I think he got a kick out of that probably.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got stuck with a bad check once. We
No,
that
I don't think we ever did. We never lost a
Because
nickel.
I was scared of that.
Oh,
I was
well,
scared
I
of
was
checks.
afraid you were going to get stuck. But we never did. I never got taken
Yeah.
from anyone outside of our own family. You know, outsiders.
In the, well, we had these tourists in the summer because we're next to Wagner.
Yeah.
And then in the wintertime, we'd rent it to teachers or
Yeah.
whoever we got, could get.
Mostly teachers. I remember Mitten
And
Had
Jensen,
one.
Miss Jensen, you remember
and
her?
Miss Jensen. Yeah, she was.
was nice.
Yeah, she was good.
Wasn't she your teacher?
Yeah, she was one of my favorites. She was the math teacher. She was the best one. Mitten was the big. He was the big jock. Remember? He married the typing teacher,
Uh-huh.
and he'd chase her around over there all the time.
I know
Remember?
it.
And Dad would pound on the wall to make him stop it.
See, our bedroom was right next to.
Well, they were just newlyweds. They just got married, so he'd chase her around, and she.
Dad got kind of jealous.
Yeah, Dad didn't like that. He thought.
Mitt was chasing his wife around.
Yeah.
And,
Dad thought he was going to catch her or something. He'd pound on the wall.
Yeah. Well, you guys would have a lot of experience going through life, growing up here and there. I don't know.
It was always interesting, I thought. It was Deadwood was a good place to live, and
I never lost anything anywhere I was at.
I tried panning gold and stuff. Never really tried panning gold in the creek though. Never really got much.
Nothing.
There wasn't much.
We went through. If we could have saw it when the big gold rush was on, that'd have been a sight.
But I don't think they got much either. It was just all a bunch of excitement. People thinking they were going to get gold. I don't think they got much.
No, I don't think
About, you could maybe you maybe made enough to, if you panned hard, probably all day long, you could probably make enough to buy your groceries.
Well, I tell you what we did. I had a guy talk me into going out and panning gold, and I had a truck and I had everything to do it. So we never
I bet you were lucky to make groceries, weren't you? I mean, you probably didn't make enough to make groceries. It's hard to do. Thing I used to get, there were some little black garnets that we used to get when we panned gold. And I probably should have, garnets, I think. Garnet, they were round. Did you ever get those? They were probably, I should have saved those. They were probably fair. Now they use those garnets in rings and jewelry and stuff.
They have little specks of gold.
No, they just were black. They were actually black, round. No, I don't think they had any gold in them. Well, I suppose it was possible.
Well, I think that was quite a sight when they first hit gold up there, when everybody went up. The guy in Gregory run the dance hall. He used to live in Deadwood when the gold rush was on.
Yeah.
But that was quite a sight, people from everywhere was out there trying to make gold. When they heard there was a gold rush.
Oh, even back then, there were a lot of people Probably in the gold rush that didn't have all that good of jobs, that they
They had to do something.
had to go try something. They tried, well, let's go try panning gold. Sounds like more fun. At least you're working for yourself and you get out there. And,
If this is home brewed, Jerry, it's really good beer.
well, I make the best, you know. I try. See, you never thought I could do it.
They were the best batch you ever did.
Really? Well, I made it just for you. See, I didn't make it too alcoholic, and I made it clear, light. And,
I was thinking today of all the liquor and stuff I've made. You know, you couldn't get it in this room from the floor to the ceiling. Gallon jug.
well, I probably couldn't get all I've made
Oh, shit.
in
Do you
here.
have any more of that?
Yeah, I got one more bottle. Yeah. Well, I got another bottle in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. We may as well.
There's more beer in there. I've got the.
See, I got,
I know.
I got,
See, you know that Haagen-Dazs ice cream though that was sitting in there? That's no good, you know?
Parts are rotten.
Well, you know why? Because it was in that old refrigerator and then it had melted down. So I'm getting rid of that. I was gonna bring some ice cream today. The next time I come, I'll bring some ice cream. So we have some ice cream.
I haven't cared for ice cream. Art ate some.
I'm gonna make some
I ate
cookies.
some ice cream.
So we'll just have cookies and milk for dessert.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
That's the way Jerry likes chocolate chip.
But I didn't know ice cream when Dad
She
was
said, she
getting
told me
but
she
I
didn't
haven't.
even like it when she was a kid.
I know.
When I was a kid, I didn't like it, and I still.
why did you make so much for me? Because I didn't care for it either.
Why did I make it?
Yeah, I used to make homemade ice cream.
Well, I didn't mind the homemade, but the bottom, I just couldn't stand it. There's something about the bottom.
But I ate so much ice cream. You used to make so much ice cream that to this day, I'm not a big ice cream.
I think in the bottom ice cream, they put a lot of substitute in there.
They do, yeah.
That's probably.
The homemade is made out of cream.
Well, my mother said when my father run a bakery in Ashland Avenue in Chicago, they had a big ice cream freezer.
Yeah.
Make about 5 gallon of shot.
Oh, yeah.
To sell ice cream,
Yeah.
my mother said.
Well, they probably did, yeah.
Yeah, they make ice cream, they have deals where they make it.
And who was that had who made the ice cream?
My father and mother, when they rented bakery in Ashland Avenue in Chicago.
Oh, they had a bakery before that restaurant?
Bakery, he was a baker by trade.
Yeah, but I didn't know he ever I didn't know he owned a bakery.
He owned one.
No, and then started the,
Yeah, I think this is really good.
Before I was
Better in the
born.
bottom.
No, hell, before he ever,
Takes quite a while to cook that hot pie.
Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah,
I'm not hungry.
but it's getting there. But it takes a while to cook it.
But we're not a bit hungry. I am.
well, we won't run out of beer while we're waiting anyway.
Yeah, well, let's open this one.
Well, get all the glasses lined
I
up.
should go in there and take my rollers out too. because-
No, you don't have to do that. It's not for us.
But my hair is dry.
This is your dad's. Well,
No, wait a while.
Why don't you bring my glass over to me and I'll finish that off.
yeah. Back in history, when I lived, baker by trade. He used to make bread
Well, I knew he was in Ireland, but see, I didn't know he was.
and,
Well, he must have got right into that bakery business right
he
away.
in Chicago, they run a bakery on Ashland Avenue. That's down close to the halfway between Mount Green, where we lived, and downtown Chicago.
Did he make money at that bakery, do you think, or must have done all
He
right?
only made a living, with 15 kids altogether.
So that's why, but he didn't have the 15 when he just had the bakery. Maybe that's why he got the restaurant, so he could afford more kids, huh?
Well, he
Kids weren't that expensive back then. though. Kids were not that expensive back then. If they were as expensive as they are today, people wouldn't have had as
You
many.
know, I paid $2.15 for a loaf of bread the other day.
Yeah.
And my dad used to sell it for a dime.
I couldn't believe it. I said, bread, $2.15.
This loaf of bread I got, the last one today is over $1. Shit, man.
The only-
I think I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and
Start making it.
I don't think flour went up like
I
that.
used to make bread.
Yeah, we used to make.
Remember when I used to make
I,
Maybe we should buy one of those big mixers, kneaders, huh?
Huh?
Get one of those big
I
mixers.
still have my big bread pan.
Do you?
They
She
put
made
it all
it,
the
there where
time.
she said it, yeah.
And I put it in that big bread pan, I always save my potato water.
Yeah. I used to love the bread you made. It was the best bread I think I've ever ate.
That was good.
Yeah, why don't you should make it some more.
Oh, gosh, I can't even cook now.
Well, I think you can.
I don't know.
Don't you remember the formula for making bread? I bet you do.
I think I would. I'd save my potato water.
Yeah.
That's what made it good.
Yeah.
Even if you have mashed potatoes left over, I put it in that liquid potato water and mash it up,
Yeah. I can remember that. I used to like it when we had that bread and like bean soup, navy bean soup
Yeah,
with
that was a good combination.
with vinegar. We put some vinegar in the bean soup. And people
You know,
still,
most of them ranchers in South Dakota lived on beans.
well, it's good for you. They're good for you.
Yeah.
It's probably the best thing you can eat.
Yeah, I think
Oh yeah, and then you'd look beautiful.
yeah.
Get your picture then.
Oh, afterwards.
I like Dad's haircut.
What?
I like your haircut. You got a good barber now.
Yeah, the barber's sitting right there.
But he looks better with his haircut.
I know it.
We should keep it trimmed up like that.
You do a good job.
I cut my own too, you
Too
know.
bad you can't fix my hair.
'Cause I could. I can cut anything. You ju-
Cut it.
Linda just won't let me cut her. She doesn't know how good I am.
You cut Linda's
You
hair?
can't do perm.
Huh?
I could do anything, Linda.
You can do.
I'm a civil engineer.
You cut your hair, Linda?
No,
Huh?
Looks nice though.
That's all right.
I need her. Get through shape.
Oh, I don't
But
think so.
see, my haircuts last a while. I don't.
Harry and Bob to be without
I
one.
never
Did you live right there by the oil tank?
Yeah, they had living quarters, we had living quarters in the back. Instead of selling oil and gas, we sold liquor.
Who was this John Bean?
He was,
Let's see, he's a banker, he owned run a bank, yeah.
But he bought stuff from you, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's pretty good of him to warn you, huh?
Yeah,
How'd he know when they were in town?
he heard from everyone.
the guy I was out cutting wood with, his internal living man went to his house. Where he got in trouble, he was selling to anyone to come along, even to the Indians, and against the law to sell liquor. You know.
To the Indians.
But that's the only way you can make any money there.
What?
That's the only, there were no jobs.
There were no
Fred couldn't
jobs.
get a job.
We just, then we weren't getting rich, we were just making a good living and getting by, and that's all people do in this today, I don't know.
Nope, mostly.
Did
Did
Scott
you see
come
what
in with
Bowen's
Patty
gonna lay
today?
off?
Wait a minute, what?
Did Scott come in with Patty today?
No.
Not today.
He hasn't been in only once, first time he come. He was here with me then. We haven't saw him since.
Yeah. Well, you saw him when,
Huh?
last summer, they were both here when we had your anniversary dinner.
Yeah, He has
But I
that,
think he was here once since
that has been pretty good though.
She's the one going from there.
Otherwise, first,
I'd probably try, but it'd be pretty hard to reach in the back.
she said he got short haircut and
I
everything.
have,
But she said they were closed at the Fantastic Sam's, huh?
yeah. Well, let's see, she moved up, they had two shops.
Yeah.
One at White Center,
Yeah.
so that's where they moved, they closed the other one. And I knew that Grace was her name, that run the shop, and she always done real good. But we went down there and said closed, we didn't know.
we got them,
Moved to
moved
White
down to
Center.
White Center, we got another place.
Well, most people just drive on out there.
Huh?
Most people probably just drive out a little further.
They
And
probably,
it probably would have,
we didn't know, we don't know they actually moved.
Yeah.
But before we ever go again, well, we find out in the telephone book what the hell
Yeah.
was the rat.
and then we stopped up here on, right on California Avenue.
That woman
What
that
was
got
her
into the
Connie?
trouble, and she did it
What'd she charge? I can't.
for 45.
Yeah.
And what is Fantastic Sam's?
I
We'll
can't,
charge you
I
$45.
can't remember.
About $29.
Yeah, probably.
They're less. But that's not too bad. 45's not bad.
No.
For permanent hair.
Right. You know, you
She done a
have to,
good job.
yeah,
Cut it short, you know.
good.
This is the first time I shampooed it since I had.
Yeah.
She probably wanted to know where you got your haircuts, Dad. Didn't she say, geez, that's the best haircut I've seen?
You send that barber around, I can use him.
Well, I need a second career. It looks like I'm not doing engineering.
Yeah,
so-
yesterday somebody called.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, go on years,
I better
years,
check
and
that.
all the ones that go into doing something, you know.
We saw it's registered, see, and I'm registered civil engineer in the state directory. So they were just calling up randomly. I think I'll call and see what they got. Might be a racket, I don't know. He called it outside environmental or something.
Where at?
Outside Environmental, the company, and they said they had some positions in the Seattle-Tacoma area.
On site. I think it was on.
On site.
Site.
Environment. Could be, I don't know. On-site, off-site, any site. So, but anyway, so when you were making the liquor there with the, you took the still out to Alberts, and why did you do that?
Well,
Because
when
you
it
were,
got done,
because you
when we
were,
moved out,
you were moving to Deadwood then, or
we
what?
moved up here, out to clear out the country.
Oh, and so you
Yeah.
took the still out.
I left it in, when I lived in Deadwood.
God, I wonder whatever
Yeah,
happened to that. You know, that'd be nice to have. I'd like to have that still.
What?
You could set it up in your living room
The
for,
kids probably didn't even know, see Clarence and Virgil, I know the ones, they probably wouldn't even know what it was,
Shit.
you know.
oh, I think most anybody that sees the copper, they figure it's a still.
Oh, you could, if you ever saw a still once,
Let's see, Art, who was it called from Mercer Island one time, they were back to South Dakota? They
Oh,
called
yeah, they
here
said-
and said, we saw, was it
Clarence Indian,
Clarence and Dean, yeah.
somebody from here,
Oh, yeah.
They lived on Mercer Island, and I
And,
can't,
yeah, they,
never remember their name.
they said they were talking to Clarence. They talked to you, Mom, not me.
I know it, and Clarence gave our telephone number,
So they called.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Uh-huh.
Were they from back there originally, or just happened to go back there?
I can't remember, they probably were though.
Well, that
They must have
Mitchell,
had-
that's a pretty big area, that Mitchell area.
Must have had relatives, they went back to see somebody.
No.
I bet they were from back there at the time. You know,
Yeah, there's a lot of people moved into this country. And what's gonna happen when Boeing lays off 90,000?
No, it's 48.
Well, they got it up to a certain.
Geez, I don't think they have 90,000
No.
here.
Altogether. Shit. Queller's outfits that went out of business.
Well, it'll make an impact economically. Maybe I should have let you list your house with that guy from John L. Scott that called here before it's too late.
You what?
Before it's too late.
Yeah. I'll never move out of here. I'll never move.
It's paid for, and we don't owe us nothing.
We'll stay here till we
The only
die.
thing that ever put us out of here is, was the cure anyhow. And I might live a long time
Right.
yet.
Well, as long as you can, yeah, this is as good a spot as any.
If I move,
Here's the whole story. Here we are. We're sitting there.
if I
We're
move,
not far from downtown.
the
From
buses
the
out here.
Safeway is up here a couple blocks or so.
Yeah.
The nursing home is right here.
Nursing home.
If we're out to go to the nursing home.
Yeah, we can have
You know, the Federal Way has become a really good place to live now too. We have good hospitals right there.
That is,
I could walk to the hospital. Or, you know,
that's good.
it's just,
There's a hospital over on, by Federal Way
it's
now.
St. Francis, yeah, it's St. Francis. It's a brand new hospital that they put in there. It's pretty nice.
That's a,
Well, that's pretty brand new, Linda. I mean, we don't have to go anyplace, you know, if you get sick. And they have nursing homes and stuff right there, retirement homes. They're assisted care homes, you know, right there. You know, it's funny, we were down the Ocean Shores. You know, down at Ocean Shores, remember we bought a couple lots down there? Out at the point, beautiful view and everything, there's an assisted care home right out there for
Is
people.
that right?
Right at
Assisted
Ocean
care.
Shores, assisted care right there, isn't there, Linda? So later on, we can build down there, and then when we get too old, we can just
Go to the-
move right over there.
Well, that's pretty good.
And it was nice, I thought it looked real nice.
I'll tell you, as far as living anywhere, I just didn't live here. Any place. You find a house in Chicago, I'd rather live out here.
Yeah,
In the winter, get the damn cold there. I like it here.
it's nice there, yeah.
And as far as that goes, by, all the ropes and everything, what the hell.
Oh, your doctor's right up here.
It's okay.
We got a bunch of doctors out there, we don't, but I want a different doctor than the one I was going to.
Now, do you have to put a battery in that camera beside?
I did. You know, I'm not sure. When I put the battery in, it started running okay.
For not having a red light.
Gate do chow.
Oh, see.
Ah.
Okay, get this
Oh
guy.
gosh.
So,
Gail.
fix the top.
Chris.
Come on.
Ding Hao. Ah.
Oh, that's nasty.
What's that, Ruby?
This doesn't have to be developed.
How nasty?
The thing's not even working.
tell you that was
The
nasty.
thing's not even working. Oh.
See.
On the bar now.
Ah.
Jerry, come and eat.
How'd you go?
On float. Oh.
Oh.
Thank you,
Oh
Round,
no. God, no. No.
She knows how to make this group turn sweet after an ugly.
I've never seen you looking better. Or worse.
These These are the
That's the
tiny-
Muslim hat, Gail.
Yeah. You're wearing it backwards. You gotta put it on like this. Let go. Oh, yeah, put it on there.
Also,
Mhm.
lots of things. Here comes a good-looking guy.
Yeah, Jerry too.
If you had to work in Hobart, you'd have needed these hats.
Gato Chin,
Ah,
kamusta ka?
I.
Another
this guy.
fine evening
Magandang
at
hapon.
the Flynn's.
Magandang
We're having a
hapon.
wonderful
I'm
time at the Flynn's.
Magandang gabi.
Wadoko desu ka?
Hey, you better give me the answer.
That's it.
Thank God!
Now what? What do I do now?
Throw it
Turn
out
it
the window.
off.
Where?
The button.
Where?
Stop right now. Where all the Japanese writing is.
I don't know.
No worry, take pictures of everything else.
Not that I had
Hey,
too
Ed,
much to drink
What does
today.
that damn thing say? Look at it there.
Oh.
Hello. Looking.
How do I get to go back and
Isn't
get
that the
reverse
truth?
zoom?
I don't think I've drank this much in
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
We're just forward.
Take Linda.
Just take a
weeks
picture
to
though, and you
clean
see
up
it's all in
after.
Japanese inside the lens.
Yes,
too.
it is, right.
Yes, and what does that mean? You've been to Japan. I
Well,
expect
we're
you to know.
clicking off the feet left
You
and
don't
right
have
here.
What
Real
does,
pan
it, what
slow.
does it all mean? Tell me. Is there
Means this is
anything
not
flashing
this is
inside there in
Chinese. This is not
Japanese?
You
Japanese.
did a really
You got screwed on this camera.
Yeah.
I hate to think about your floors though.
Ah,
You just scraped it up and fed it to us, didn't you, Ruby?
Jeez, man, this thing's so out
I
of
tried
focus.
to.
Hey, don't screw with the focus,
Well, you're
Chris.
too close to the I think you're too close to focus. Isn't that what Gail always said?
Bofus?
I can't. That's this camera that
But
these
see,
people
the
brought
little
from
thing there,
Japan.
that's
I
all
can't.
in
It's
Japanese,
only
too.
about this
Yeah, where's
big.
power off?
The
Right
whole
up-
thing is
right
the
above that.
screen.
How about
I can't
this?
figure out.
This button here or
Yeah,
this one
turn
here?
that button.
You take prints off
Turn
the
it or
video.
pull it?
Is the only thing
Or
I can
push it?
think of. It's the camera video.
Well, I don't know when the thing
But then
goes
you
off.
flip
it's
the
off.
thing over and you can see yourself
it's
as
still
you're
running,
doing
man.
it. It was weird.
Okay.
Let's watch it now.
I've never seen it.
You got your thumb off the red thing, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't think the parents
Oh, did you
Don't
see
don't
that?
just disrupt
speak
it. Make
really good Japanese. I mean,
Well, see this?
American because
Did we
she was
show
having
you
the
that?
kids.
what?
The Hong Kong video?
Well, keep shooting
Yeah.
Chris or something.
Yes. Oh, we saw the
Voting,
For Sandy, what they brought for Sandy
God,
was
yeah,
a thing
you-
to display.
huh? Yeah. Well, how's voting, Melody?
You having fun? Say fun.
Like,
Faint, pretty faint.
Yeah, I see.
boat? You see a boat?
On a boat, just like when we were coming out here. We're on the airplane, and she's looking out the window going, airplane, and another one. I'm like, you're on one, kid. Come on, live it up.
Is this her first visit to a yacht club?
Yeah.
Where were we this morning, Melody? Yeah, go sit in the chair. Go sit in the sun a couple minutes, huh? A big plane, yes. Come on. Huh? Yeah. Hey, you're pretty good at that door. Didn't even catch your fingers. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah?